What's up, people? We got crazy winds. We got tons of stuff going on. It's absolutely nuts today. I am heading to meet with... Oh, looks like we got a car wreck up here even. So yeah, this is a mess. So I'm meeting the guy with the mini tapes, the high 8 tapes, to give him his money back. Or not his money back, to get my money from him so we can get this deal. Oh, yeah, there's a big car crash here. Mustang got smacked by whenever it turned, it looks like. Man, this is crazy. This is like, there's always something, man, whenever I set a date at a time, and I try to make myself reach those date and times, and every single time I'm always last minute finishing up everything and hustling to get it done. I don't know if it's just like my ADHD brain. I had 2 weeks to do this, and yeah, it's just like I'm right here at the deadline, and yeah, I don't know. Drives me insane. It seems like everything just piles up until the last minute. And that's kind of where I'm at. I'm with last minute everything, and it's really starting to bug me. You know, I'm behind on the vlog. You know, I'm behind with the yearbook. You know, I'm behind with my other channels. I'm just behind, and it's driving me insane. And I've got to dig myself out of it. So I'm not sure what to do. So this is a big weight off my shoulders, getting this done. The next big thing I'm focusing on is getting the yearbook done. Yeah, man, it's such a mess. The rest of the night is what I'm going to be doing, is just working on that. And then I want to get this vlog caught up. I want to post 3 vlogs today to start getting closer to that. So tomorrow I can focus my entire day on getting the Adam Sandler Happy Gilmore Part 2 edited, so I can post that channel and start making videos on that channel. At least post it for Thursday is what I would like to do. I've got 7 videos I need to film, which those can all just be put on the back burner because it's less that I have to worry about if I don't have it filmed, right? I really want to get back on track where I'm posting 4 videos every Friday, and the vlog where where I'm a day behind. So I filmed today's video for tomorrow is what I want to do. But man, it's like I'm struggling right now. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm still keeping up with it, even though some of these vlogs the last 2 weeks have been pretty crappy and short. I'm doing it, you know. Still commit to what you want to do. Even though I haven't edited them, I've got them done. Some of them don't have endings because I started them and just didn't finish them. But it is what it is. There's something for them that day. That's how my day was that day. That's where I'm at. And that's kind of what today's video is. It's just me ranting about how I'm 8 minutes late, and it drives my brain insane because I'm making this guy wait. And it honestly upsets me because I feel like I'm upsetting them. And that's one thing that you got to deal with ADHD, is being late and disappointing people is like one of the biggest struggles. And that's where I'm at. So I'm pulling into the parking lot right now. So we're going to get these tapes to the guy and hopefully be done with this and get paid. We're making $120 from this project. So not too bad. But it is what it is. Can you go in there for a minute?
Yeah.
I know. You smashed a water bottle. I'm so proud of you. Go watch your TV show. I'm going to film something real quick, okay? Okay, you don't have to smash it anymore. We get the point. Can you go in there? So while we're kind of on the topic of ADHD and all the things that I kind of struggle with, one thing that is hard for other people to understand that don't have ADHD like as severe as I do, one thing that's hard for them to understand is, like, when we don't see you, we don't miss you. Like, people have a hard time understanding this, but like, we're so in the moment and so focused on everything that's going on in our heads that sometimes I'll look down and be like, oh, have I talked to my friend today? And then I'll realize, I hadn't spoken to them in 3 weeks. I literally have a notes app on my phone that has a list of people that I need and want to connect with. And I'll check that and be like, has it been a minute since I've messaged this person? And I'll kind of rearrange it to be like, okay, I haven't talked to Joe Schmo in a little bit. Let's bring him up top. And the way my brain works is there's like certain people that make that list, right? There's 4 names on that list right now. There's just 4. Everyone else, I don't, like, it's going to sound mean, but like, I just don't realize that you're not there. Like, when you're not, out of sight, out of mind is like to the point. And people don't understand that when you don't have that. Honestly, I could go the rest of my life without seeing every single person that I know and just make new friendships with the people that are in front of me. I don't need anyone from my past. There's 4 people on my list that I want to keep in contact with and make sure they know that I still care about them, still love them, because they're my people. I want to, keep those people in line. But like, honestly, even those 4 people, I don't have to talk to them. I put them on that list because I know that's what people need and that's what people want. People desire that person to want them. And honestly, I don't have that desire. And I don't care if you want me in your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird. Like, if there's like a sign or if there's something that you do that makes me put you off that list, I don't need you in my life anymore. I don't want you. Like, it's not that I don't want you in my life. I mean, it'd be cool to have you as a friend or whatever. But like, I don't need that. So like, if people like get upset and they don't want to talk to me, if I do something that offends them or if I upset them and they don't want to talk to me anymore, okay, I'll never talk to you again. And I'll never think about you. Like, it seems like really harsh, but it's just the way I'm wired. It's just the way my brain works. Literally, I literally have a friend who lives in Nashville that I message like once every 6 months because I cared about our relationship. He was a good friend to me. He left and he's doing big things, and I still try to reach out to him once every at least 6 months. I try to do it more than that, but if it's been over 6 months, I'm like, I've got to message John. I got to message my guy. So get on that. Like, it's in my brain that I need to do that, and it's on my checklist, right? So it's like something that I can check off, and that's how my brain works. And I also have this really weird capability of like knowing like people. There's something about people, whenever I meet them and talk to them, there's something that sometimes people set off like a vibe of like, I don't trust this person for some reason. And I don't know why, but I pick up on these things and I'm like, I don't trust that person. Something's off about this person. This person's trying to do something sneaky. This person's, I don't know about them. And then whenever I discover that thought was correct, like, I'm not going to instantly like judge them, but like my mind goes to that and I'm like, stop it, you don't know them. But then whenever they prove that, with me, it's, you got one chance, like, because I will put you in a box where I'll never think about you again. Like, it's weird. It's hard to like communicate because it seems so harsh. But like, I'll give you an example. I had a guy reach out to me this week who crossed one of my friends, and I put him in a box that I said, I don't need this person in my life, and completely just cut them out. And whenever I see them, my mom told me, don't say things unless it's nice. Don't say nothing. If you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. That's what my mama told me. So whenever I see this person, it's hard for me to say something because I want to say something mean because he crossed my friend, because I care about that friend. That friend's on my list of my 4 people who I'm going to contact on a regular basis. And this person crossed that person. Whenever you hurt one of my people, or you hurt me, or one of my, like, if you cross my wife, you are dead to me. Like, I will never need you in my life again. And this person not only crossed one of my friends, but because he crossed one of my friends, he also crossed my wife. And like, I got this like, I don't hate the guy. I just don't need him in my life and have no desire to have anything to do with him because I know who he is and what he's about. And I put him in this box and I don't need him anymore. So I just forget he's even there. And I don't care to ever have that person in my life. And apparently that like affected him. And I'm like, look, we doing small talk once a week ain't going to make anything better. Like, I don't need that in my life. It's going to take time away, and it's going to pull me away from my dreams, my desires, and the people that I have time to put into. Those who deserve my time also have to put time in for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm to the point now where I used to give and give and give and give all of what I have, you know? So like, I have these abilities to do film stuff, and I used to give it to people for free and just say, hey, here you go, here you go, here you go. Here's my gifts, here's my gifts, here's my gifts, and pour into these people all that I have, and then in return get nothing back. It's got to be a two-way street. And whenever I realized a couple of years ago that so many people were just using me for what I could do for them, I cut those people back, and then they showed me their true colors and realized that it was only a one-way street, and I was not going to get anything in return if I didn't just give them all of me, and I wouldn't even get their friendship. Like, they would just like cut me out, right? So I'm kind of rambling here. You can kind of see my ADHD working, but I'm trying to get a point across. Like, it's those people cut me out, and I put them in a box, and it means nothing to me. Like, sure, I wish I had those friends still. Like, I wish I still had, because like we would do a lot of stuff just for fun, you know? And well, not for fun. We were church work buddies. And you know, whenever all that stuff gets cut out, it's like, I guess we're not friends anymore. And then whenever that kind of gets shown, I'm like, okay, I don't need that in my life because we're just co-workers. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't feel bad when you go home and like not answer a call from your coworker after hours because you're like, I'll see you tomorrow, buddy. That's kind of the way I am with everyone. It's really hard for me to care what people think. People might be upset that I do a certain thing a certain way, and I just don't care. And if you got a problem with the way I do things, I'll just put you in a box, and that box gets shipped off, and I don't even remember your box anymore. I don't remember anything that gave me a desire to want to be there. And instead of just like making small talk with people, I'd rather just not say anything to them at all, because it's wasting both of our times, and my time is precious to me. I realize that you're only given so much time, and if I sit there and try to give time to someone who doesn't want to pour into my life and to have a two-way street where I can then pour into their life, you know, and if they're just looking for me to give and give, I don't have time for that. I've got way too much on my plate, and I'm putting more on my plate because I want to do something so impactful on YouTube where I can reach many people and help many people and give people like hope and give people inspiration. And that's my desire, is like to help people get motivated, right? And it's weird because the same boat, I know I've got people in a box that I don't even I don't know. It's so weird how the ADHD brain works, but like literally look it up. It's a real thing. I'm not just like rambling here. ADHD people they don't miss people that aren't in their lives. Yeah, it's just, and it's hard for people to understand. And I do care about people whenever they're in my life and they're in front of me and they're like living life, and I can tell that they're trying to do something. I'm going to pour into those people because I know they're trying and I know they're doing things, you know. And whenever you cross that line, and I realize that my giving to you isn't going to help you, or it isn't going to be a two-way street where it's like we're helping each other get better. And whenever I talk about all the stuff that I have and that I desire to do, that it's like, okay, cool, but hey, can you help me do this? And it goes bring back to you. You know what I'm saying? I don't have time for those people in my life. And it's a blessing because honestly, I feel like a lot of people waste time on people like that who don't deserve their time. Sure, this person did something bad that reached out to me this past week that made me put them in that box and made me not trust them and made me not care to talk to them ever again. But like, I don't need your friendship. I don't care what you think about me. I really don't. Like, your thoughts, your desires, your everything about me doesn't mean anything to me. And that's one thing, like, whenever on some of my videos they're getting kind of bigger, I've been getting some like hate comments, and like, those don't mean anything to me. And like, my wife would be like, hey, should we delete this and block this person? I'm like, they gave their opinion. I don't care. You know, and I don't care what they think, because honestly, I don't care about them. You know, they're like, I'll never see them again other than the next comment that they put on my video, if they do ever again. Most of the time they're going to send their comment and then leave, unless they're a true friend, and you know, they'll keep showing up and dogging me every single week, which is fine. That's their opinion, and I don't care what they think. I don't. It doesn't mean anything to me. I'll read that comment, I'll probably think it's funny, or be like, oh, that was a good shot, and move on with my life. You know, it's not that I hate these people. I really don't hate anybody. I just don't need them in my life, and I don't desire to pour into somebody that's not going to pour equally back. And I feel like doing that is going to be a lose-lose, because if you don't bring nothing to my life, then I'm gonna just exit yours. Like, it's not that I'm better than you, it's that I value my time, I value the energy that I'm giving out to people, and it's gonna go to the people who need it first. It's all about priorities. Who needs my energy the most? My wife, my kids, right? Those three people are gonna get the most of my energy, and I'm gonna protect as much energy as I can to give them as much as I can. And whenever I try to give too much out to other people so that I can have their friendship, and really in the long run it's not being returned that way, it's like, is this worth it? And in my mind, I put people in boxes, and I'll just store them away, and honestly care nothing about ever seeing this person again. It's not that I don't like them. It's just that I don't desire to have you in my life, which is kind of a weird thing to even like say, right? I hope this makes sense. I wish there was a better way to like communicate it, but like, that's just like where I'm at and where I'm feeling. And especially that person reaching out this week, and I was like, it's nothing against you, I just don't care to have you in my life, and I don't desire your friendship. So I'd rather not waste my time with small talk whenever you mean nothing to me and never will. And that's the way it's gonna be. So I'd rather not waste our time with small talk whenever it's going to be a lie, because I really don't care to have a 5-minute conversation with you whenever I run into you. You just go on with your life, I'll go on with mine. I don't really desire to waste my time or yours, because I value time. Time is all we got. You know what I'm saying? So why waste it on people who don't really care? And I mean, he probably cares. Don't get me wrong, because he probably doesn't have what I have. But like, I don't care. So why should he waste his time on trying to get my approval whenever I don't care if he has it? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is kind of just like a random rambling thought, but like, that's one thing. Like, we're talking about ADHD and how I delay everything and how it's just frustrating. Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm at. And just whenever I got that message this week, I just thought it would be something that I could just easily just sit here and talk about, because honestly, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can literally see you once a week and forget about you for the next 6 days, and then until I see you again, then I'm like, oh, there's that person. It's nothing to do with them. Sure, they did something to get put in that category, but like, honestly, it's just me. I don't miss people when they're not in front of me. And if I'm not consistently with somebody, that means nothing to me. Now, if I'm going to be dragging myself around and like trying to be a part of this person's life, even though they don't want me to be, and I'm like trying and trying and trying, and then I'm getting nothing back, that's frustrating. And I can be like, I can get put off by that and complain about it a lot, because that bugs me. Because it bugs me because I'm wasting my time trying to pour into somebody who's not wanting to send it back. I had a friend like that was like 3 years ago, right? That friend would never pour in. He would never do anything. He was just focused on one certain thing, and that's all he cared about, and that's all he was doing. That's fine. But it frustrated me because I was trying to pour into that person, because that person, I felt like, could use like what I have to offer, as weird as that sounds. Like, I feel like I could have poured into that person and helped them become better, right? So I wanted to, and I kept reaching out, and I kept reaching out, and I kept reaching out. I had them on my list, but wasn't getting anything back, so it was frustrating to me. So I would complain about it, right? But then I realized, okay, they don't want it. Maybe some other time. Dropped it, put them in that box, put them off to the side, and never contacted them again, forgot they existed. And then a few years later, got a random message saying, hey, what's up? We should hang out. Opened that door back up, brought that person back in. Now they're on my list, right? They're one of my 4. And that's the way it is with me. It's going to be a two-way street. I'm not going to sit here and pour out all I have like I was with that person. I learned from that mistake. I'm not going to pour out my time, my effort, my energy for something that is going to be ignored. You know what I'm saying? I care and value my time too much. So I'm saying all this to say, if you got an ADHD friend and he hasn't reached out to you in like 4 weeks, he doesn't hate you. He just doesn't remember you exist. And he cares about you, and you should reach out to him and say hi, because he does care about you. And he or she just didn't put you on their list to reach out to. And they might not even understand. Like, maybe you should send this to them. Be like, hey, maybe this video will help you out. I feel like this is something that you do with. And if you're a person with ADHD and you struggle with like just not even caring about people, and then realizing it's been 6 weeks and you feel bad because you don't want to disappoint people, because that's a big thing we have, and then you like really pressure yourself to make up to that person, you're okay. Make a list. See when's the last time you contacted that person, text, call, or whatever. Jot it down, and just make sure the next time you look at your notes, like look at it once a week to make sure you've reached out to that person since the last time you made that note. And have a schedule every single Saturday at 9 o'clock. You're going to look at your list and see if you contacted anybody since the last time you made your list. And if you haven't contacted that person, text them then. So if you get a message every Saturday at 9 o'clock, it's because of me, and I'm sorry. But guys, this is kind of just like random, but it's weird because I do care about, like, I would straight up take a bullet for those 4 people on that list, right? I do care. I do love those people. I do have like strong feelings towards them. And honestly, new people come into that list all the time, and people get shifted around, and people move around, and people change, right? And I change. I change, you know, and I could make people mad, and I could upset them. me having this disorder could make someone get upset and not want to talk to me. And that's on me. And I do feel bad about those things. And I do feel bad about ignoring people. But in my mind, whenever I see those people, instead of like wanting to like talk to them, I realize, oh gosh, I literally forgot that person existed. And I don't know what to say. It's just awkward because I'm like, literally, you were dead to me. Like, literally had no remember. But it's not like a dead that like I miss you and mourn you. I just, you were gone. You know, it's not dead. Dead's the wrong word. But like, you were just gone and like had no desire to reach out to you, and you had no desire to reach out to me apparently. So obviously you don't deserve to be on that list because it's been, you know, X amount of days, months, weeks, years, and you haven't been a part of my life. So if you haven't reached out to me, then maybe I should keep you at a bay because apparently you don't care about me either. Even though I didn't mean to not care about you, but I did. And then realized that you don't care about me because you didn't reach out either. So I'm just going to keep you on that list because apparently we don't need each other in our lives because we're not getting anywhere. Because like we were pouring into each other's life. I was pouring into your life and you wasn't pouring into mine, or vice versa. And now it's been 8 months and nobody has changed. And my life is not sad without you. It's not different without you. You mean nothing to me now. So it's like an awkward, like I don't want to say anything because I know that person doesn't care to have me in their life. So it's like, yeah, I'm kind of mixing two stories with two different people into one right now, which is kind of what ADHD people do, right? But yeah, I've got two different scenarios. I've got one person that I could care less about that I haven't talked to in 8 years that wants me to talk to them. And I've got one person that, I don't know, tried to talk to me twice in the past like month and didn't talk to me for like a year before that. So I'm kind of mixing those two scenarios for this development, and it's just getting mixed up, and hopefully you can kind of discern the two between like this is what this one's talking about and this is what this is talking about. So yeah, I had one person that I cut out because what they didn't line up with what I wanted in my life, and I had another person that just wasn't in my life and they didn't want me in their life, so I just dropped them. So unintentionally, but then like whenever I see them and they're trying to talk to me, it's like you haven't talked to me in 7 months. What are you trying to talk to me for? And it frustrates me, and I'm like, just leave me alone. Like, we're good. We don't need each other. Obviously, we haven't talked in a year, so why waste my time? Get away. And that's kind of where my brain goes. And that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm at. That's where I'm at with life. And I'm getting more and more self-conscious about this because I realize now, today, more than ever, that time is so precious that I don't want to waste it. And I want to be able to achieve my goals. And if I waste it on people who don't cherish it and want to give back into me for what I give into their life, I don't need those people, right? Even though I want friends and I want to have like community and I want to have I just don't need that in my life. And it's okay with me if we just never talk again. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Hopefully that made sense, guys. Yeah, if you're still here, congrats. You made it through some rambling because like, I don't even know what I said for the last 25 minutes as I've been sitting here. so yeah, I'm going to go put my kids to bed. Good night. Yeah, I had no idea I just sat there for 25 minutes. That's crazy. I'm gonna go put my kids to bed, and we're gonna go ahead and end the vlog here. Pretty decent day. Made a little $125 from side hustles that I just did while I was working on other projects. So definitely do that. If you're ADHD, yeah, let me know what helps you do, what you do in the comments below that kind of helps you with those scenarios that we kind of talked about with like dealing with people that you no longer really communicate with, and then realize that you've cut them out of your life, but then you realize, oh wait, they've cut me out as much as I cut them out, so apparently I didn't mean as much as they did to me as whatever. And then for those that you purposely put in a box, like, what do you do about those situations? What do you do when those things are wanting to be healed? Because that's where I struggle with. That's what I'm like, I could care less. I don't want to waste my time. And it's frustrating to me, and I'm just like, leave me alone. I was fine without you for the last 8 years. I was fine without you for the last year. So why do you all of a sudden want me back in your life or even care that I exist? Because you obviously didn't for the last year. Or you would have communicated, and I would have remembered you, and I would have not put you further and further into the you don't exist to me box. Because the longer I go without talking to somebody, the more I could care less about communicating with them. You know what I'm saying? So what do you do about that? How do you fix those things? How do you make it not awkward? Because my brain automatically goes to be awkward. Just don't talk to them. Just walk away because you probably don't have anything nice to say. So I just walk away. And I don't know. I shouldn't do that, probably. But I do. And that's kind of where I'm at. That's what I deal with. That's what I am. But yeah, I'm going to go put my kids to bed. They're way past their bedtime, and I know they're probably still up because I heard little footsteps running in the house behind me. Like, our walls are thin, and I can hear them out here in our little building. This is the YouTube studio if you're new here. We film our Do It To It videos there. I film all my music video reacts there. We actually film in the house with our, in our bedroom. We film our new The Do Review channel, which hasn't posted a video yet. We have a whole bunch of tech videos on there from my Andy Do channel, which I'm converting into another channel. But I'm a YouTuber who's wanting to just become a better father, better husband. If you stuck around this long for my ADHD ramble, you deserve to subscribe to this channel because you, my friend, are one of a kind. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I will see you in the next video.